Good morning, everybody. We're out here again. I'm gonna try to get on some fish. We're at a lake I've been to a couple of times. This is a lake that I've had the best success as far as size-wise with the bass fishing anyway. As I've stated prior, this is my first season getting into bass fishing, so still kind of learning the ropes. Been watching some YouTube videos, watching a lot of Tyler's Reel Fishing. He has a lot of good information on his videos. I've also been watching Tactical Bass, and they got some good information on their videos as well for people like me that's just getting into bass fishing. But today we're going to try something a little different. Not really sure what's all in this lake, so I brought a couple of catfish rigs with me. It's early, it's dark out, so you won't be able to see me get my rig set up or anything. It's too dark to try to film all that. I'm going to get a couple of the catfish poles out, maybe try to get on a little night bite, early morning bite, as well as see if we can get on some bass. So thanks for joining. Stay tuned. Hopefully this will be an exciting video. Alright, we're back. Just got done talking to these couple of younger guys that just showed up. Pretty decent guys. They're gonna head down to the other end of the pond here. But nice enough guys, and said they're gonna subscribe to the channel even though I haven't put out many videos yet. Just getting started on this whole YouTube thing, so I'm out here trying to get some content together, and once I get enough content together, then I'll start posting videos. So it's always nice to gain a couple subscribers before you get started. So right now I'm throwing a Texas rig creature. Got a little bit of nose weight on it. I threw the frog out a few times, didn't get any hits on it, so I'll switch it up a little bit. Got a lot of grass over here. That's the only bad thing about these throwing these baits is you got to deal with the grass. Somebody's dog's down there yapping. Might set the GoPro up on the tripod here in a few. That way I don't have to try to keep you guys on the chest mount all the time. Not that anybody wants to see my pretty face or anything, but to that link goose season. There's a ton of them over here. Yeah, in that grass again. lot of grass over here. Yep, and it again. Might have to go to a jig. I was hoping this creature bait would get a little bite. You can see stuff rolling around on the edge of them. Lily pads and stuff over there, but maybe I'll burn it in a little quicker, get it off the bottom. Try to not get stuck in all this grass. I know they're over there. I caught them out of that section over there a couple times. So. Still in the grass. Alright, we're gonna switch it up. Well, you know what? Let me throw this over here a couple times. I apologize about the loud geese. I'm sure that's obnoxious on the audio. Hopefully they don't fly by and crap on me. Catfish poles have been sitting out there for a while. They ain't even got so much as a nibble. I was talking to them younger guys, and they say a buddy of theirs has caught catfish out of here, so nothing big though, just a couple pounds. But that'd be perfect eater size if I can get a couple of them. I'll take them home and fillet them up and do a catch, clean, cook for you guys. I'll throw this out a couple more times, and then I might put me a bladed jig, or maybe just a regular jig. Right now I got a white jig tied on. Last place I was fishing was pretty dirty, murky water, so I went with a white jig just to kind of give more of a silhouette. I could have threw the black and blue, I guess, but last time I was here, I believe it was a green pumpkin one that I threw and caught a couple, I guess, right at 2 pounds. We'll call it 2 pounds. We'll round up and call it 2 pounds. They were 1.8, 1.9 pounds, something like that. So if there's a bunch of 2-pounders in here, you would think that there'd be some bigger ones in here. It's just a matter of getting to them. But as of right now, like I said, I'm shore bound. Although these gentlemen told me that last time they were down here, they tried to throw a kayak in here, and the people that run this little lake told them that they have one boat that's free to use, and they're on it right now. So maybe next time I come out here, I'll jump in the old boat and paddle my way down the different areas of this pond. Maybe I'll get back into a little cove or something. I might be able to find a big boy, but I'm okay with the 2-pounders. They're so fun to catch, especially when you're new to bass fishing. When you're catching anything's better than not catching anything at all. So I'm not excessively picky, I guess. I like catching all fish, so it's kind of calm up, so I don't necessarily know that I need to be throwing anything that makes a bunch of noise, but we'll try a few different things until we figure out what the fish are wanting. And then once we find out what the fish are wanting, we'll stick with that. So far though, in this beginnings of my bass fishing experience, my favorite jig to throw is or my favorite bait to throw is a jig. I haven't had a whole lot of luck with too much other things other than a jig. Caught a couple on like a Ned rig. I'm pretty sure I caught a couple on a just a soft plastic worm, wacky rigged, I believe. I may have caught one or two on like a 6-inch plastic worm, but I don't remember. And so far I'm not having any luck. I might switch the color up, go with a little different color. Or maybe they're just not biting today. I do want to get that wake bait out though, here shortly. I'm kind of curious to see how that thing works. But I got this pole out. This, I believe it's a caffeine shad on a underspin. Might as well throw it a couple times just to see. That was horrible. But sometimes them horrible casts is what gets you the fish. You're looking to draw, I guess. Let's see if I can get it out there a little further. There we go, that's a little better. I'm running this 20-pound Seaguar braid. I probably should have a floral leader on it, but it's kind of a pain in the butt messing with all that. So I did take a marker. I can't remember who I was watching on YouTube, but did like the first 10 feet with a black magic marker, and it's supposed to make the line basically invisible under the water. So it's not too bad of a profile swim. I'm gonna have to slow down my retrieve though. I also got to watch where I'm throwing over there so I don't cross over my catfish pole. That'll make a mess of everything. But I'm out here on the lake. Got the catfish pole dangling. Throwing some lures out. I can't complain. Life is good. God is good. I still have my health, at least for now. I have the ability to come out here and enjoy his creation. I have the ability to work, pay my bills, make a beautiful wife at home. Ain't really much else somebody can ask for, so I'm very thankful. Even if I don't catch any fish, just to be able to be out here and enjoy it. Kind of the same with hunting. Those are my two favorite things to do, hunting and fishing at this point in my life. When I was a little younger, drag racing was my obsession, I guess you call it, but I've always hunted and fished. but I used to do a lot of drag racing. That's an expensive hobby, so. We're on again. We're on again. That was a littler one, but fish is a fish. He's fighting pretty good. Oh, he went up under the grass. I'm gonna try to muscle him through. Yep, I'm gonna have to get him out of there. That's another decent fish, and he threw him a worm again. Ow, you son of a... Sprang me right in my hand. Get him right through the top of the mouth. That's another decent one. Probably a pound and a half again. I gotta rinse my hand off so I can reach down in here. Well, that's two for the day. Not too shabby. Both of them right around a pound and a half or so. And both of them lost my mock stick. That's that's what I'm using for my wacky rig here. This one's watermelon red flake. I think the last one was a purple. I don't remember off the top of my head what it was exactly. We'll look right fast, let you know. But I was going to change up baits. But there's no point in doing that if you're catching fish. I'm sorry, you're just looking all at my stomach. No, that's not the one either. So the last one that I threw was a June bug. So I figure I'll try this watermelon red flake, see if that does any good. They seem to be liking these mock sticks. And these are the 4.75 inch. So in the tackle bag I'm using was suggested by Tyler's Real Fishing. He actually has a promo code. It's an Evolution tackle bag. Love it. You can fit all kinds of gear in there. So if you want to check out Tyler's Real Fishing, he has tons of good content, a lot of good information for people like me that are new to bass fishing. Learn a lot from him. He has promo codes on Tackle Warehouse for, he gets discounts for any kind of tackle through Tackle Warehouse, I believe, and I want to say it was a 20% discount for that Evolution tackle bag, so it was quite reasonable. So you want to check him out, get you some gear, get you a good tackle bag at a discounted rate, and learn all kinds of good information. The guy's been bass fishing for, I think he said like 15 years or something like that. He followed the Bassmaster Tour, I believe it is, or something like that. And he did a lot of film work for some of the pro anglers. But he's got a couple of different channels, so give him a subscribe and take a look at some of the content he's got. Very good content. Alright, but enough of the plug on somebody else's channel. I want to thank you for coming to my channel and watching my shenanigans. I am by no means not a pro, but I'm out here having fun, enjoying God's creation. Having a blast. I'm sorry, I had to respond to a text message. My wife sent me a good morning text message, so I got to send her one back. I'm not getting a whole lot of signal out here, but let's see if we can get on another one. So that's 2 for the wacky rig and 0 for everything else I've thrown so far. I want to throw that wake bait out, but it'd be kind of silly to stop throwing the wacky rig when it's catching fish. A big old turtle right there. You need to stay away from my stuff, buddy. I ain't trying to mess with no turtles today. And turtles will wreak havoc on your gear. On my catfish pole out there, I got some chicken gizzards out there. I'm hoping I don't end up with a turtle on that. I should probably go over there and check that one. It's been out there for at least an hour. I got a bell on it just so I can hear it, so I don't have to keep watching it, but I haven't heard the bell go off. But that doesn't mean that something didn't suck the bait up and sitting on the bottom with it. Or the turtle could have stripped the bait off of it altogether, and it ain't doing any good out there with no bait on it. So it's one of the reasons why I switched over to bass fishing. I've always catfished, but as far as trying to make content, I would end up with a large amount of nothing on the memory card and a lot of stale time to try to edit through, because anybody that's catfished knows that it's a waiting game. You throw it out there and you wait, and if you want to catch the hook set and the fight, then you have to have the camera rolling. Well, that'll burn up a whole lot of memory card space quickly. So with bass fishing, it's a little more interactive. Obviously, you have to do the work, toss the lures out, retrieve them in, and hopefully catch fish. And with catfishing, you just throw the pole out there and let it set. And there's times that they're killing it, and then there's times that, just like this one's been sitting there for over an hour and hadn't even gotten a bite. But I got a pretty sturdy rod holder in the ground, and I'm running circle hooks on those, so if something does bite, it should hook itself, and it ain't gonna go anywhere by the time I get over there to it. So oh, we're on again. That's 3. Oh, he went into the... You just keep going into that grass. I'll keep pressure on him and see if I can muscle him out of there. Oh, yeah, there he is. That's 3. That is 3. That's a nice one too. I might put this one on the scale. Come on now. Don't hook me. I don't feel like getting a hook in the hand today. Oh wow, he's hooked good. That one was not coming off there. There we go. I'll take a picture of this one. I didn't take a picture of the last 2. We'll put him on a scale just because. That's right here. Oh, maybe if he doesn't flop back into the... lake. As you can tell, I'm kind of awkward with this. I haven't caught large amounts of these fish, so I'm still learning the tricks to not losing them. This guy, 1.6, 1.7 pounds. We'll call it 1.7 pounds, almost 2. Nice little fish. That seems to be the norm for what I've been catching. 1.5, 2 pounders. So. Alright, and I didn't lose my worm this time. Well, there's 3 this morning. Again, it doesn't make a lot of sense to change up baits if you're catching fish, so we will continue on with the wacky worm. See if we can do 4. I like when it's a catching day and not just a fishing day. But again, like I said earlier, I'm out here in God's creation. Beautiful day. Fish are biting, so I have 0 complaints. I don't remember what brand hook this is, because I got some VMC wacky hooks, and I also got some wacky hooks, I think from Guggen. I believe this might be the VMC, but they're definitely doing the job. I haven't had to set the hook real hard, or as Tyler would say from on Tyler's Real Fishing, give him the beans. I haven't had to give him the beans. I am running a braid. I believe this is 20-pound braid to a 12-pound floral leader, maybe. I got some 20-pound leader also, but I don't think that's what's on this one. I think this is just a 12-pound leader. And I want to say that's a BMC weedless wacky hook, and it's handling its business today. I've hooked 3 and I've landed 3, so I can't complain. Okay, we got the Strike King, I want to say 2.5 wake bait. I'll go ahead and chuck that one out there a few times. See if we can get anything to hit on it. I think it looks pretty cool coming through the water. Takes a little while to start waking though. I guess it wakes a little underwater. It's got a nice little rattle to it. I was just curious to see how this thing works. But you can feel it working. You can't really see it while it's underwater. Seems like the closer you get to you, the more the wake is. But Really surprised this thing didn't get any hits. Alright, I threw that a few times. Got another one. Gotta get him up past all this stuff though. Yeah. Oh. That's a nice one. I'm gonna put him on the scale too. Come on now. Pressure point. Got me all snagged up now. Let's see if he's the same as the last one. £1.94. That's a pretty nice one. Hurry up and get a picture. Get him back in the water. Alright, we're gonna go right back in the same spot. If I can get my line all untangled from there. There we go.